We're so done with new year, new you. This year, it's more you on Bumble. More of you shamelessly sending playlists, especially that one filled with show tunes. More of you finding Geminis because you know you always like them. More of you dating with intention because you know what you want. And you know what? We love that for you. Someone else will too. Be more you this year and find them on Bumble.
Build a routine with Ollie that supports your wellness needs, like getting your daily vitamins and minerals with Ollie's multi-gummies, or keeping your mood upbeat with all the vitamin D in Hello Happy. Give your gut health some support with probiotics, and wake up feeling refreshed after taking Ollie Sleep. Do wellness on your terms. Find Ollie at a Walmart or Target near you or at ollie.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Optimal Living Daily. Critical Success Factor, Developing a Moral Character to Achieve Greatness by Brian Tracy of briantracy.com. And I'm Justin Malik, your host and narrator. And we're going to get right to it as we optimize your life. Critical Success Factor, Developing a Moral Character to Achieve Greatness by Brian Tracy of briantracy.com. No matter what you do, your ultimate SMART goal beyond what you're trying to accomplish at the moment is to achieve your own happiness and become a good person. An individual can exercise a key success factor for developing a moral character to achieve the kind of happiness everyone longs for. People are successful in life to the degree to which they can organize their world in such a way that they're genuinely happy. The only difference between people in this area is that some people are better at achieving their own happiness and others are not particularly successful. Some people make choices and decisions that make them unhappy and worse off than they ever would have been if they had done nothing at all. But always, happiness is your goal. Strive to become a good person. In his time, Aristotle examined the human condition and came to a remarkable conclusion. He said that only the good can be happy and only the virtuous can be good. This is one of the major breakthroughs in philosophy. Imagine, you can only be happy if you're a good person, and you can only be a good person if you practice the virtues that are associated with goodness. What this means simply is that if you want to have a wonderful life, you must continually strive to become a good person. Any deviation from this course will lead you to lower levels of happiness and dissatisfaction. Every single time you act consistently with the highest virtues that you know, you feel happy and strong inside, your self-confidence and self-esteem go up, and you become more effective in your relationships and in your work. Virtue is its own reward. It pays for itself in the inner feeling of pleasure and contentment you have when you live consistent with the best you know. Develop a moral character. In order to achieve happiness and become a good person, you must know that character is the greatest success factor of all. If you want to change your outer world, you must go to work like a computer programmer at a keyboard to reprogram your subconscious mind, your world of values, beliefs, and inner convictions so that the person you are inside is exactly the mental equivalent of the life you want to enjoy on the outside. Your reputation is your greatest asset. Your reputation can be defined as how people think about you and talk about you when you're not there. As you know from your own experience, when people talk about you in either positive or negative terms and you find out about it, it has a major impact on your thinking and your emotions, either positive or negative. Because of the law of attraction, as you develop a moral character and live more and more by the highest and best virtues that you know, you'll become a happy and good person. You must always strive to exercise this success factor and develop a moral character. Success factor for greatness. If character is the greatest success factor to your life, the fundamental component of one's character is trust. In relationships, trust is the glue that holds it all together. It's impossible for us to proceed in any kind of relationship unless we trust and feel confident with the other person. All good friendships are based on trust. All strong families are based on trust. And in companies, which are larger business families, trust is the fundamental ingredient that determines the success and prosperity of the enterprise. The very best companies to work for have high trust environments. Everyone in the company at every level absolutely trusts and believes that what people say is true. In almost every company of value, telling a lie can be a sufficient reason for losing your job. The ultimate expression of trust is truthfulness. Your very best friends and closest associates in life will always be those who tell you the truth. The willingness to be absolutely truthful with yourself and others is a critical mark of a person of outstanding moral character. If integrity is the core quality, then truthfulness is the most obvious expression of integrity. Shakespeare said, quote, "And this above all, to thine own self be true. Then it must follow as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man," end quote. You must always be absolutely true to yourself. This means being true to the very best that is in you. This also means that you always do your very best in every situation, especially at work where people are counting on you. If the inner expression of integrity is truth, then the outer expression of integrity is quality work and quality behavior under all circumstances. In Abraham Maslow's studies of self-actualizing people, he found that one of the characteristics of the most advanced people he found was that they were extremely objective and truthful about themselves, about their strengths and weaknesses, and about their situations in life. They never try to convince themselves of things that weren't true. They exercised the success factor of character and lived in truth with themselves. As a result, they were able to live in truth with others. Refuse to compromise your moral character. Refuse to pretend or wish or hope that something is not true when in your heart you know it is. This means that you live in truth with everyone around you. You state your truth simply and honestly. You do not stay in relationships that are wrong for you or do things that you do not agree with or believe in. You do not say things to people that are not honest and sincere expressions of your true beliefs. You adamantly insist on living in truth in every aspect of your life and strive to become a good person. You just listened to the post titled Critical Success Factor, Developing a Moral Character to Achieve Greatness by Brian Tracy of briantracy.com. And I'll be right back with my commentary. I know we've all been there setting those ambitious New Year's resolutions. By mid-January, most of us have already given up. But what if I told you there's one financial resolution you could actually stick to because it happens automatically? Well, today's episode is sponsored by Acorns, and Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing so your money has a chance to grow for you, your kids, and your retirement. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that fits you and your money goals. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you invest with the spare money you've got right now. I've been using Acorns for months, and it's amazing how those small automatic investments add up. Head to acorns.com/old or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/OLD.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. You might say all kinds of stuff when things go wrong, but these are the words you really need to remember. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. They've got options to fit your unique insurance needs, meaning you can talk to your agent to choose the coverage you need, have coverage options to protect the things you value most, file a claim right on the State Farm mobile app, and even reach a real person when you need to talk to someone. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Thank you to Brian. With this being a personal development style podcast, you would think we'd hear more about just trying to be a good person overall. But I really don't remember many articles talking about this, which kind of seems strange now that I think about it. We hear a lot about building habits, simplifying, and so on. But do we ever just stop and think about if we're being, well, quite simply, a good person? Trust and honesty or truthfulness, Those can be difficult and can take some practice, but I'm sure it's well worth it in the end. I think I'd agree that your reputation is your greatest asset, if not one of our greatest assets. What people think and say about us, whether it's in front of us or behind our backs, can affect our lives in so many different ways, and not just externally with things like finding a job or in school, but internally, like Brian mentioned, with how we feel about ourselves and our overall happiness. So maybe today we can all try to be a bit more truthful with ourselves and others, and it doesn't need to be harsh. It might not always be comfortable, but I think it's worth it in the long run and striving towards that good person. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you tomorrow for Minimalist Monday, where your optimal life awaits.